Hey you guys, what is up? It's Poppa-H.
The forces of evil don't stand a chance against you and me.
Yeah, well, there's Galactus to deal with, and he is humongous. He is absolutely flipping humongous. He's made out of basic blocks, and it's taken me a while to do it. So since May the 4th, oh, I've been a busy boy. And it's been really, really tricky to build this guy. But he's very much a version 1. He's taken me about 24 hours of game time to put him together. Yeah, it's hard work trying to get past all this laser beam eye attacks. Yeah, but, oh, that was close. And yeah, that does actually kill you. I'll see if I can demonstrate that. Ooh. Yeah, let's try and dodge them. The thing is, I know where they are, so I've got the upper hand. But at the same time, anyone else playing it doesn't. But oh,
I'll get him this time.
yeah, well, yeah, let's try and go through the mission part of this. And because it's a boss fight mission, so it's not really like a full toy box as such with lots of missions in it. But the idea is that you try and defeat Galactus. So let's see what he's been doing. Start the challenge.
We're under attack!
You certainly are. And he is an absolute whopper of a beast. He is humongous. There's his feet there. You just saw a little clip of his feet there. And we're just scrolling up a nice big upshot towards his ginormous face. Yeah. So as a version 1, he does look like Galactus. I mean, you know, you can't expect it to be perfect made out of all these basic shapes, but you know, I've had a jolly good go, and it... Oh, he's hungry. Om nom 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 nom. You can eat some cars and some rubble, which I wanted him to do, so I wanted to put that function in there. And he does gulp as well, but you can't really hear it with the breeze that sort of sucks in as he's eating. So yeah, as a version 1, I just wanted to make sure that he's got that function, that he can eat stuff, and I'll show a little bit of that towards the end of the video. So what I'm doing here, I'm just got to go up and show you how I defeat this guy. And if you guys have got any other ideas, please do pop them down in the comments below, because it's hard to come up with some of these things. So yeah. So he blasts you with his eyes, but when you get up to here, he doesn't blast you. You've got to try and parkour your way up to his head and find a weak spot. So let's go for it. In my opinion, this is still a little bit weird, but it's early days, you know. You've got to start with a concept and maybe evolve it from there. So up we go, up we go. Now, if I was Galactus, I'd be really annoyed by this. He's like right up in his grill, right up in his face. Captain America's giving it a good go, and that's what he should do. So go big or go home, and that's exactly what I've done. I've gone really big. And there's his mouth and his nose. I had to rotate and put his face on a path so I can squeeze all those shapes together. You can see how they're blended in a bit. Not perfect, but you know, I could make a face out of basic blocks, which is what I was trying to do. I was trying to challenge myself to do it. So those are the Ultron arms, which you can unlock in Marvel Battlegrounds. I've used them as his eyeballs. Yeah.
Good always prevails.
Yeah, nice to hear that. Oh, yeah, it's a bit savage, that, in my opinion. But you know, I was struggling really hard to try and think of a way to actually defeat such a humongous Galactus. He is absolutely massive. But anyway, we'll just stroll on to have a little walk through some of the logic that I've been playing with. Now guys, you will start to see, it doesn't look like much to start with, but you can see the amount of logic that has to go into that to make the explosions come from his eyeballs. Stuff. So we've got a trigger zone within a trigger zone. There's time delays, there's all sorts of things. There's a kill zone there, so if the player falls off, he dies. and also it's a limited lives piece challenge maker. So it's one of the generic templates, but then I've just worked around that and started adding loads of little bits and bobs just to make it come alive a little bit. So you can see some of these blocks are just on a basic path, they don't move anywhere. He's very much a static model apart from his mouth. So his mouth moves up and down so he can eat, and he blasts from his eyes. I've forgotten to turn those flames off. But yeah, it's okay. When I start the toy box up again, that is back to square one, and you just play through and his eyes are back to normal again. So Galactus hasn't truly harmed. So yeah, there's all the cars and the rubble that he swallowed earlier in the clip. They're in his belly. I want to do a bit more with that. I want to make him eat more, but I was pushing the limits of this toy box as it was. Weirdly, it's not that big a toy box, but there's just so many blocks in there, different shapes and things like that. It just pushes the memory right up. It is a bit of a challenge to try and do it. So yeah, but it is possible, as you can see. And he does look like Galactus. There's a few things about him that, you know, maybe I would change, like his hands, his feet. I've tried my best. I might tweak it a little bit, but I tried to get his height proportion right to what I think should be Galactus on Earth. So yeah, you think he'd make himself big enough to. He can change his size in the comics. He isn't always humongous, but, but yeah. Fun fact of the day: he's not always humongous, Galactus, but he just looks better humongous. And there's a little Easter egg, Spider-Man billboard. I'll put some Nick Fury ones you might have spotted before, just to jazz it up a bit and make sure that the player knows that it's a Marvel toy box, because for some people they might not know who Galactus is. And I've put Avengers Tower in there, so there's that association just to make the player feel they're in the Marvel universe. So yeah. And just want to say thanks for watching, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure putting this together for you. Eventually I may do a tutorial on it, but it is so insanely huge it will take forever. And the logic would too, to be honest. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video anyway, guys, and I'll hopefully see you on the next clip.